you have been unbelievable in your coverage. You've been thorough, you've been fair, you've been, just such a great resource for not just us retired detectives, but for the community at large. And we want to say thank you to every ounce of effort that you've put into this. You definitely are just so important to the people who are invested. These are two little boys who just vanished off the face of the earth, but now we know, fast forward 14 months later, what we got. What are your thoughts on where we are today, Bayan?
Well, I mean, it's been 14 months in the making, right? I think throughout this entire process, there have been so many questions, a lot of them still not answered, but I think the main ones in terms of who do investigators believe is directly responsible for the boys going missing. And as we learned from the DA, they believe the boys died 3 months before parents even reported them missing. So what are my thoughts? Man, my thoughts have been all over the place. Didn't get much sleep last night, just trying to think just about over the course of the last year and trying to piece this, investigation together, and only having so many resources to do so. But I think from the get-go, a lot of people had suspicion that the adoptive parents were involved in some way. And today they're learning, actually late last night, that the district attorney and prosecutors feel the same exact way. So,
yeah, and a grand jury.
And a grand jury, yeah.
But that's the big one, yes.
Bayan, early on, you were on panel with me, retired sergeant from the homicide squad, Detective Sergeant Bill Cannon. We spoke probably around 8-9 months ago, and we spoke about it was coming from our detective sense. We felt that the boys never made it to California City, and I think we were right on that, obviously, as we know today. They never made it down into California City. That was a whole ruse and a story that was made up. You were right in front of Trezell and Jacqueline West. What was your feeling when you were there with your associates from the various outlets? Well, I asked you this once before, but I have to ask you again. What was the vibe? What was the feel that you got in your inside? What was the feel that you got from that story that they told you guys?
Well, think about how many things were going on around that time. I mean, we didn't even know that we were going to be able to get an interview from Trezell and Jacqueline. I think, we first heard from Ryan Dean, the biological mother of the boys, and I took a 4-minute clip of what she said, saying that she talked to Trezell and Jacqueline. She thinks they did something, and I posted it on Facebook. And before that, I don't think there was any indication that they would talk. 15 minutes after I posted that, they were out and ready to chat with us, and it was go time. We had no idea what was going to be said, and after what was said, I think you and Bill Cannon and the other experts you had on your show started picking apart those things, the body language, the statements, and now they're sitting behind bars. So my feeling of it, I think everybody was shocked at what we heard. But it doesn't matter what we think. It matters what investigators think.
Yeah.
And now 14 months down the line, here we are.